A film director who was making his first film, a little low-budget movie, heard one of my records and used part of it in the movie and asked me to come out and write the end music for his movie. And so, I mean, this guy from Hollywood actually called me up and called me BW over the telephone and said, come on out to LA and we're gonna, it was like out of an old corny movie. And but we went out there and we did it, and the director liked it, and he hired me to do a couple more films with him. And
what was his name?
Ron Shelton. And the first movie was Bull Durham, and then I did Blaze and White Men Can't Jump. And the whole Los Angeles experience was, it wasn't the most pleasant experience for an artist, but it was a great learning experience. I got to learn a lot about composition and orchestration, and a lot about, I worked with a lot of great singers, and also I worked a lot with Jimmy Rolls, and that was like being in school. And I think it really changed my jazz playing in I hope a good way, because I learned a lot more about lyricism and melody from Jimmy and some of the singers I worked with out there. It's a work for hire job, and you're trying to please somebody that most often doesn't know what they want. And they're thinking as much about how much money they're going to make off your music as how good the music's going to be. And there are exceptions. I worked with some great animation folks out there, and a couple other filmmakers that really were thinking creatively. And I actually did a TV series where they let us do a lot of musical things that. See, one thing that a lot of filmmakers don't understand is that the cohesion and compositional unity of the music in a film is just as important as anything else in the film. But filmmakers traditionally know less about music than anything else, and they think all about scenes. And if you listen to a great score by Bernard Herrmann or Ennio Morricone, one of those guys, there's a cohesion to it, just like the plot of the film or what the actors are doing. And it's very frustrating sometimes when people don't understand that and you're trying to help them, and it's like beating your head against a wall. In the time I was out there, I played out of LA, but I didn't play in LA a lot. And just a few months before I left, I finally found a band of kindred spirits. I had a quartet with Anthony Wilson on guitar and Danton Bowler on bass and Willie Jones on drums. And before I knew it, Danton and Willie were moving to New York. And I didn't think there was any chance of me leaving. And the house that we were renting, all of a sudden they decided they were going to sell it. And so we were homeless. And we came back to Greenwich for just for a short time, just to kind of get our bearings and decide what we were going to do, and never went back. And it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. I've been so happy since we've been back here, and I've been mostly playing music. Bernard Herrmann was comparing writing a film score to being a doctor. He says, when a doctor saves your life, you don't ask him to also make you rich.